A little bit loud in the background, but I'll do my best. Also doing this one-handed since I'm trying to record. So this is using the Algo loudspeaker. I think it's the 8180. Is it? Yeah, 8180. So, first things first, in Voice Manager, we gotta create this guy. So we gotta do that. Okay. Device nickname. So this one's gonna be Warehouse Speaker. Next, this part you probably know already, but now we're gonna have all our provisioning info. So we're gonna copy and paste this stuff. This part you know, I'm confident of it. But just in case, open up another pad here. There we go. Alright. Done. Alright, now it's offline. We have to get into the GUI of this thing. Algo has I have a lot of windows open. Algo has dedicated software for this. You can download it onto your laptop. It's called Locator. This is not very good. In fact, if we click this, I'm going to guarantee you that it will not find the Algo speaker on the network. So, what you need to do, the trick, is obviously you have to be connected to the same network, right? So it's not seeing it. Refresh this. It's not going to find it. Unless you can get access into the router of the network to find the actual IP address of this guy, you're not going to find it. So the trick and the annoying thing is you got to power this guy off. Power cycle it. Where's our little thing there? Unplug it. And now when I plug it back in, okay, we're lighting back up. Now I'm going to refresh like crazy. This is the hard part. The rest of it's nice and easy. It's just getting to the GUI. Right? So I'm just going to keep hitting refresh. It's not catching it yet. The 8180 eventually will beep. You just heard it. There it is. Now it popped up. So just keep refreshing until you hear it beep. You're going to find it here with the IP address. Now you can just go straight to configure. Hello there. Doing a training video for my colleague in our eastern area. Yeah. Alright, so now we're in the GUI. Default password is going to be Algo, and what we're going to do is grab all the stuff that the Voice Manager has given us into this page. Okay, so if we look at our notes here, our SIP domain, we just have to plug and play into the details here. So copy paste. Okay, and we have a couple other things here now because I don't do this all the time. I have my notes here. Perfect. So we need 5060 on this. There we go. Next we have, this is basic and SIP. We are now going to base page extension. That's going to be the username from Voice Manager. So our username is right here. What Voice Manager gives us is different to what the Algo GUI needs. That's why I kind of gave myself the details there. Okay, and then the other ones are pretty close. Authentication ID. Okay. And our password. That way the Voice Manager knows to work with this device on the network, and it has authorization to do so. So make sure I have that correct in my notes. Authentication password, authentication, perfect. Now we're going to pop over to Advanced SIP. And go ahead and save that. Alright, and we're going to go to Advanced Settings. And it's going to be a sub bar here for Advanced SIP. Up there. Okay, and our outbound proxy, we're going to go back to our tab here. SIP 10. Copy, throw that in there. And let's make sure I have my notes here. So sometimes if it doesn't work with SIP 10, you need to switch to SIP 20, colon 5090. You want the register period at 3600. So we're going to put in our code here. I believe that was 5090. Yes, it was. Okay. And we're going to save that here. And if I look at my notes, I believe we should be good. This is for paging. Ringing is a separate setting, but we're going to go into that in a sec here. So we've put all that in. Now we're going to go to status. Okay, and we have paging successful at this point. So the SIP registration is successful. You know it should be good. Normally what I do at this point, after that last point, you want to come back to the voice manager, refresh it, and now your speaker that you set up originally should be green and good to go. I do have it under paging devices, and so now what I also need to do here is go to our paging group and page warehouse. We're going to paging and devices to receive page. We want to go paging speaker. So now we have our paging extension, page 2, and we want to make sure all users can page this device. Save that. Apologies there. So turn on all people have permission, and just that is set. So I'm going to go test it now, and then we'll move on to the ringing. So our test was successful. Everything is good. Now with this specific client, they want to also be able to have the phone ring, so they can hear the phone ringing over the loudspeaker, so they know to go and pick it up. So we do have to add a couple of things here. So same scenario, I have slightly just instructions, but we do have to enter in a couple of different details here. The paging device has to be set up as a phone device as well in the system. So I'm going to do that. You're just going to go to user phones, just like you're adding a BYOD phone. All right, except this time you do have to assign this speaker slash phone to person. Give a nickname. We're doing warehouse speaker. Next, emergency address will be the building. This stuff's nice and easy for you. Great, now we have our new warehouse phone. We're gonna have to set up and provision it like we would a BYOD desk phone. And we're gonna choose other. And now we're going to select. Now it's gonna give us a separate credentials for this as a ringer. So if you look back at my other credentials here, that was for the speaker as a pager, as a paging device. So these credentials wouldn't work as a ringing device, all right? So I'm just going to skip down here. Now it doesn't give you SIP 10. You have to choose location, which is North America. It's not really clear either, but SIP 10 or SIP 20 is what we want. We're going to copy and paste this into our Word document. All right, Control V. There we go. Fun times. Perfect. Done. All right, so our warehouse speaker is now offline. Now we have to provision it correctly in the GUI. There we go. Okay. So now, here's the different username and password authorization ID. Okay, so where's our notes? Ring alert extension, that will be, we'll put in number 2 for that. Yeah, we have it there, good. Authorization ID. What do our notes say? Okay, authorization ID from voice. There we go. There we go. The password is the password, I believe, but I'll confirm that. Give that a save and see if we're on point. Okay, rejected by server extension 2, so we just have to update something there. Okay, ring extension looks like a phone number, so that's either going to be that'll be our username, I believe. Right there. Looks like a phone number. Give that a go. Successful. There we go. I'm going to update my notes a little bit there. But now we have our SIP registration for paging is good and ringing is good on that specific seat or user. So now when I pop back to Voice Manager, when we do a reload, we should see this guy pop online. It is now online. So now it's online, I'm going to go and do a test, and we're going to call that extension directly, and it should ring on our loudspeaker right here. So I'll let you know how that goes. Quick side note, you do have to come to the user in the call flow for that user. Notice how it's been added. We got 15 rings here. We probably want to match it up with our warehouse. Actually, no, sorry. It was already at 15 rings so people could hear it. We want to match the warehouse speaker to the settings of the phone. Once again, the key is if you're adding this as a paging device, right? If people want to do pages and stuff like that, you have to register this as a paging only device. Add new paging, it's going to give you all of the paging credentials that you copy and paste here. If you want the loudspeaker to ring as a phone would ring, you have to go into phones, not phone numbers, what am I doing? Phones and devices, and add the speaker as a user phone. It's going to give you the separate credentials, separate credentials that you add in those fields. These instructions, those aren't the instructions. These instructions, I'm going to tweak slightly to add that, and then I'm going to send this to you as well. But here's the cool thing. All of the Algo products, whether it's the loud horns or the door latches, they use the same GUI. There's slight differences between them, but aside from that, they all use the same overview. And that's why I'm able to have instructions here for paging to a loudspeaker, calls ringing on loudspeaker, an Algo door latch, right? And so it's very uniform is the word I like to use. So if you have any questions about the Algo stuff, let me know, and I hope this helps.